Racing also, we're on to two. There's plenty of two-wheeled action going around as well. Paul's in the pits with Dave Holland, racing in Super Street Bike.
Talk us through the formula, the class, the modifications you are allowed, and what you have to run on a Super Street Bike.
Super Street Bike is basically restricted in length, single turbo or nitrous, no wheelie bars, no slicks or anything.
Do you do all the spannering yourself, do you do?
I don't, no. I've got some very able-bodied crew down there that take care of all that. I'm not allowed to touch too much.
And are there any particular techniques or skills to riding a Super Street Bike?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, it's all about control. The technology that they use now enables the power to be delivered smoothly, but you have to be on your shift points. The shift points come up quite quickly.
And how many gear changes can you manage in a quarter mile?
If you go well, you'll make 5 shifts. You should go through the finish line in 6th gear, and they come in quite quick.
It's almost 1 a second, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is, yeah.
Well, definitely busy boys on the Super Street Bike. This is the highlights from the quarter-final matchups here at Sandsport Raceway this weekend. Dave Holland, the man you saw being interviewed there, up against Steve Venables. Now, Steve Venables, a previous #1 man in Super Street Bike. These bikes are unbelievably fast for what is effectively a very hybrid street bike. And it looks like it's going to be Dave Holland taking the win, and he does. Only just. That's what drag racing is all about. 7.77 to 7.78. That was a really great race. 186 miles an hour there for Steve Venables. Good race. Next quarter-final is Rick Stubbins, #1 qualifier, up against Gary Bowe. Now, these two finished #1 and #4 in the championship last year. So let's see how they get on in this quarter-final race. Moving into the start line beams, there they go, both the way, absolutely dead even, nothing to choose between them as they go down the racetrack. It looks like Rick Stubbins is out in front, and he is as well. Wow, what a race. Look around a top fuel dragster. Moving on with the racing stuff, the quarterfinals of Super Street Bike were fantastic. This is what makes up the semi-finals. Mick Templeton against Dave Smith and Dave Holland against Rick Stubbins. First of all, it's Mick against Dave, Templeton against Smith. It's Mick Templeton in the far lane. It's Dave Smith in the near lane. The all-important thing in drag racing is that Christmas tree, and it's Mick Templeton who actually reacts to the green light first. And he's pulling away very nicely indeed. That was a very, very close race, 8:05 to 8:08. Over 185 miles an hour as well. That is amazing on a street bike. Well, Dave Holland and Rick Stubbins. Rick Stubbins was the man who was #1 last season on the silver bike in the near lane, up against Dave Holland. We saw him earlier on explaining Super Street Bikes. It's Dave Holland with a big, noticeable hole shot. It's up to Rick Stubbins to chase him down. Can he do it? Oh, the battle of the big silver bike does it just at the finish line. Look at that, 7:48, the quickest time of the weekend, to a 7.68. Well, the final is going to be Mick Templeton, consistent but not quite as quick this weekend so far as the #1 man, Rick Stubbins. Well, this is that final. Rick Stubbins again in the lane closest to us, Mick Templeton in the far lane. Now, Mick was our #9 qualifier. He's been a little bit slower than Rick during the race day. Both the way together, and this one goes with form as well. Rick Stubbins are way out in front there. Look at that, a 7:58, a very consistent run, and he gets the win. Well, someone else who's very fast on 2 wheels as well is Eric Tabou from France with a rocket bike.
This weekend I run 5.4 seconds. That should be very good for this weekend. Maybe today I try to run 5.3, but it's not sure because the wind is more. It's more
what
important.
Sort of mile an hour is this, Eric?
I run 235 miles, but the bike stopped to pushing before the finish line, about 1,000 foot.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, it goes like a rocket. Look at that, Eric Tabou with a fantastic run there to entertain the crowd. 5:44, 236 miles an hour. That's shutting